Hi, Amanda here from Beyond the Board, and welcome to my video review of Doodly. So in this video, I'm going to tell you a bit about Doodly, a whiteboarding explainer software, how I found it, what I'm using it for, and I'm going to give you a look in the program as well as some final information if you are thinking about going down this route that you need to consider before making a purchase. So first of all, Doodly, how did I find it? Well, as I find most things, through the Facebook algorithm. Doodly popped on my newsfeed probably about 10 months ago, and since then it has been popping up sporadically and a lot recently when I was looking for video editing solutions for my clients' videos. So I help clients with their social media and their marketing, and I was looking for a software package to help refresh people's videos. So a lot of my clients have old videos or videos that for whatever reason need a bit of kind of pizzazz to help really kind of separate them from their competitors. Now at the moment there are a lot of videos out there, particularly with industries like finance or marketing, like what I do, where people are, looking into the camera and they're telling you all this great stuff and they're showing you all these things. And that's all great and well, they're really great engaging videos. They build up trust and rapport with the audience. But every now and then you just need to kind of break away from what you've been doing or what everyone else is doing. And one of the really cool ways that you can actually do that is using whiteboarding software. So whiteboarding software allows you to create an engaging video that you can talk to or you can have audio to and easily kind of give people graphics that they can follow and really understand the content that you're talking about. Now, traditionally, these videos have been out of reach of the average person and small business because they have been expensive to produce, or you've had to go through sites like Fiverr, and not everybody knows about Fiverr and virtual assistants. A lot of people are still only just getting into the whole, global marketplace thing. So Doodly is really a great tool because it's affordable at about $97, and that's US, so it's 100. I think I spent 167 off the top of my head with Doodly, and then they have different bolt-ons. So you can choose to upgrade to get an enterprise version. You can choose to get the video editing tool. It's a real pick and mix, and that's what's so cool about it, is that you can get as little or as much as you want and spend as little or as much as you want and get a great result. So I am using these videos currently to help my clients refresh their marketing videos, or just to give it a little bit more oomph, and really kind of separate themselves. So this video here was for a client called Mortgage Express, and this is Dennis. Now, due to his video rendering on his side, you will see that the video came out a wee bit compressed, and there's a lot of videos in the mortgage marketplace where it's just someone talking to you and giving you advice. So what we decided to do was put some animations to it which go with what he is saying to make it a lot more interesting for people. So while they might not stay fixated on him, they can watch the illustrations. And we've made it quite a fast moving video just to keep people's interest, because it's about 3.5 minutes. Now the great thing is with Doodly you can do pictures as well as words, so it gives you a really good way of being able to give people the information they need in a bite-sized kind of, in bite-sized chunks really. So this is how we have chosen to use it for Dennis, and it's a really nice way to kind of put it together because you're still building up the rapport and showing that it's a real person behind it by having the video in the corner here, and then having this really nice engaging background that people can focus on. So it's worked well, and people have really engaged with that rather than putting out just this video here. Now to get the end result, Doodly doesn't put the video here. I did use another application to put that in there, but I did create the whole background using Doodly. All I did was I used an application called Wondershare, and I put one video in front of the other, and that was it. So that's what I'm currently using it for. Now the other thing that I will be using it for is creating short little punchy videos that really tell people what my clients do, and I'll only be producing 15-second ones so I can use them on Facebook, so I can use them on Instagram and stories and all across the board, and not making them too long. So that is how I'm using Doodly. Now, Doodly itself, I'll just take you through the site and then I'll jump into the program, is really easy to kind of figure out. Like, it's not hard. Basically, you get Doodly. You click Get Doodly and it gives you the kind of pricing schedule for it. So it's a one-off payment. You enter your details in here and it's all nice and simple. And you'll see here that it gives you, okay, so 105.69 for the main one, which that's New Zealand dollars, which I think off the top of my head is about 67 USD. So it'll be just under $100 if you're Australian, and it's well under $100 if you are anywhere else, pretty much. When you have completed this form, it does go off and give you heaps of other options. I did opt in for the enterprise model, which was another $97, just because it gave you a heap more stuff. I didn't opt in for any of the video editing things because I personally believe you are better off having a separate video editor. It gives you greater control, and the one that I use is Wondershare Filmora. It's a really nice, easy to use program, and I'll be producing some videos over the next couple of weeks to show you how to use Doodly and Wondershare together to, you know, create really cool videos. So going back to the Doodly site, you know, there's nothing sinister with their pricing, which is really good. And as you scroll down, it takes you through the features. And the cool thing is you can actually upload your own images as well, and you can create your own kind of draw path. Now this is really time consuming, but if you wanted it to like draw a picture of your logo, for instance, like if I wanted it to draw a Freehold Express logo, then I could upload the image and trace around the outside and it would do that. So it's really good for custom things that you're going to use again and again and again. If it's for a one-off, I would recommend that you kind of think about the idea that you're trying to communicate with people and see if there's something else that you can use, just because this is a really time consuming thing. Now Doodly in its native form only gives you black and white images. However, Doodly have just put out a bolt-on, which I'm sure is available in the back end once you've made your initial purchase, where you can now use color images. So Doodly has a whole bunch of color images and it will draw things in color. Now that is an additional $67 USD, so 105 New Zealand, or somewhere around there if you're an Aussie, and that will give you the color functionality. However, if you want to make color cartoons, use Toonly. It is their sister company. It's just as easy to use, and it will allow you to do like full-on cartoon explainers. So yeah, so it's quite an easy to use software package. It installs on your local computer, and the nice thing is that it exports everything quickly and easily as a video file, which then allows you to put it into video editors and be able to do all kinds of more stuff with them basically. So let's have a look at the actual interface. Now Doodly itself, so we're in the freehold one, is not that difficult to use. You know, you have a storyboard down here. So you've got your different screens where you click and drag stuff, and you know, tell it what you want it to do. Down here you have your audio. Now what's really cool is that there are some audio bits that you can import, but that it actually shows you where there's silence and when there's speech. Now this makes it really easy to be able to really kind of align all of your images and your scenes, which these are scenes down here, up with the audio. The disadvantage of their audio features is that you can't really snip it. So if you upload your audio, you need to make sure it's in the right order. Otherwise, you've got very limited editing available with your audio. And it doesn't have the best quality audio, but don't worry, because if you're using another video editing program or an audio program, you can always load that in again and align it up. So that's what I use Wondershare for basically. So getting back to Doodly, we've got down here, we've got the scenes. So this is where you create your pictures. Down here, we've got your where you can add music, and you can add background music. Plus, you can have your audio. So this is Dennis talking here. I could upload more music and have some background music as well. And you've got the ability to record stuff on the microphone as well. So when you go to produce stuff, here is where you'll find all your characters, all your props, your handwriting. These are some of the sounds that they've got, so birds in the park. You can purchase additional things through Marketplace. Now, if you have got Doodly Rainbow, you will see just by clicking here that it gives me a whole lot of different options. So I can have things in color rather than black and white. You do need to purchase that as a bolt-on. Bolt-on as an upgrade. I'm used to calling things bolt-ons. And that will be in the initial purchasing sequence, or you can go to the Doodly site and do that. Now I am just going to, if you have a look through here, you can see all of my different things here, and if we have a look at the preview button, you know, that's my preview without the video kind of happening down here in the editing software. Okay, so getting back off that, I'm just going to go back to my videos and go save. Always save. Okay, and to create a new video, it's really quite simple. You just need to click create new video, and you can choose what kind of layout, if you want the chalkboard, if you want a glass board, whiteboard. I'm going to use a chalkboard. The resolution, you know, whatever you're making it for, and then you can call it whatever you want down here. Excellent. Then once you've got your background in here, what you'll see there are some scenes. So we've got our first scene. You can add different scenes. You can alter how long or short a scene is. And then to actually start getting everything working, all you need to do is start, clicking and dragging stuff across. So we'll put this one in first. And you click on text. Done. Now if I'm not happy with the way it looks, I can put it onto 2 lines, center it, and as you can see, it's a bit like a text editor, so it's really nice and basic. Cool. Then once I've got that, over here you'll see that I have got a delay, so I can delay stuff from happening, and I can also set the duration of the drawing time. So the reason you would do this is just to make things appear quicker, or take longer to draw it to align with the text or the speech that's going on at that moment in time. Now if I want to play, I can click preview and it will show me my video. The other way that you can work on this, which I work on it more often than not in this screen, so I can see everything kind of big picture, is I will sit here and work on my video, because I can have the speech going, I can watch it through, and then I can stop it, and then I can fix up the scenes as I go. So that's the way I personally like to work. Now under the scene settings, you can choose what kind of hand you want to use, and you can actually change it for different scenes. So you can go from a blackboard to a whiteboard. You can have a woman's hand, you can go from left to right, you've got cartoon hands as well. And there's a few different things. So if we just play that again. Like so. It's a completely different look. And then we can jump into the whiteboard. Now people, it's really just the same thing again, is you can just grab the people that you want to use or the images, and I'll make that 100% so I can see everything that I'm doing. And then you just go through, and it's really just about building up the picture for the person. Now there are scenes that you can use. So down here you can see, I'm going to get rid of that. You can see that there's bedroom scene. However, what you will see are all the different items here that it will draw out as part of the scene. And something like this can be a bit frustrating for the person that's watching it, because if we push play, you will see that it takes a wee bit of time for it to actually go through and draw the whole scene. So if you were setting a picture or talking about, like building a house or a hospital, and it was a 20 or 30-second spiel about it, then something like this might work. But generally, I tend to stay away from scenes just because they do take a bit of time to draw, and you can't just make it appear. So if you make it appear and there's no kind of duration, so if I wanted the whole scene drawn in like 3 seconds, it kind of looks a bit odd, especially when everything else is kind of intricately drawn by the application. So once you've gone through and you've produced your video and you've uploaded your audio, all you need to do to export your video is go to this button here that says export, and you can choose whether you want the file format MP4, MKV, OGG or WebM. Now I recommend putting it in MP4 just because it's something that is commonly recognized, and you can send it to someone, you can host it on Google Drive, you can upload it to Facebook as an ad, it will all work. And then you go continue, export, and then that will export a video file that you can use on your desktop. So it's not a very difficult program to use, and if you're only going to be creating a short video, it'll only take you 10-15 minutes to do it. It says 60 seconds, but you'd have a pretty crap video in 60 seconds because you need to produce audio and you need to think about what you are saying. So end results of Doodly is they are working really well for my clients and myself. The explainer videos, particularly in some of the more traditional fields where there are a lot of big boys like banks and things like that that are not using these videos quite the same. They've still got very simple videos, but obviously they've got a bigger budget. So these videos are coming across as it's good and authentic because you've still got the person talking down the middle, down the bottom that we're doing, and we're able to chop it up to make smaller videos to get people to take action, like visit a channel or do some other things. So drawbacks of the program, that you have to pay more for colour. It can be a bit time consuming, and it can become monotonous for your viewer too, if you have too much going on or if it goes on for too long. So what I recommend doing is, if you're going to use Doodly, is making sure that you have a script ready to go and that you record your audio and you have very clear ideas before you start. I would stick to one idea per slide. Don't put like too many ideas, like if you're talking about money and time and then you're talking about something and these ideas branch off. So you're talking about money and then there's like 3 or 4 ideas. Just keep one slide for money. Make the next slide talk about time and all the different things around time. Because the story that you're trying to tell people, you need to keep it really, really clear. And it's easier to have one idea per slide than it is to kind of have lots of ideas, and then it becomes a mishmash and it becomes really chaotic. You need to keep things as simple as possible. And I would also recommend using a video editor with Doodly, just so you can refine the audio, just so you can add music to the background and just have a little bit more control. So all in all, this is a really cool tool. It's really cheap. By the time you actually pay a couple of people to do a voiceover for you and to produce something on Fiverr, you may as well have built the software and learned it yourself. It's awesome. I mean, I'm loving it. honestly love it, but I do recommend making sure that you plan your scripts and that you use video editing software as well to create a really polished video. So I hope that helps. If you have any questions, feel free to put some in the comments. I'll be uploading some videos with more in-depth how-to information over the next couple of weeks and showing you how to produce the video like I did for Freehold Express with the little video in the corner, so that way you can actually use all those old videos that you spent heaps of time recording years and years ago. You can still make them relevant and refresh them so they look nice and bright and cheerful for your audience. Also, there is a link below if you'd like to support me and the channel and get more reviews, and that's cool. There's a link where you can purchase Doodly below. So thank you very much for watching and have a great day.